to Bird's Eyes View, a podcast from Bangladeshi Canadian Community Services where we hear stories from the people in our community. I am your co host, Tasnoba.
And I am your other co host, Shira.
Today we will be talking about the experiences of high school students during the COVID-19 pandemic. I know the past year has not been easy for all of us. We have all tried our best to do what we can to help ourselves and others around us. We have tried many ways to entertain ourselves during the pandemic while being safe. Today, we have two guest speakers, Rihanna and Smita, who will share their thoughts and experiences about the ongoing pandemic.
So I will begin by asking the first question. How did volunteering at BCS mesh with COVID? What types of changes did you experience? How did the volunteering experience change because of COVID? At BCS, mainly. So I guess you can think back to the crux of COVID when you guys were in grade 10, I think, and now you guys are in grade 12. How did volunteering look and feel like back then, and what changed?
I think, well, for me, I joined during COVID, but like the impact BCS had on me was like it was one of the first times I was able to like actually talk to people, even though it was virtually. I didn't outside of BCS. I didn't really get to have a lot of social interaction because we were virtual school, and like we couldn't talk to anybody in person. So it really helped me like socially interact with people, and I also like I got to interact with people from my own community, like Bangladeshi Canadian people, Bangladeshi Canadian youth. And then in terms of my own impact, like it was kind of nice to be able to, even though we weren't allowed to like leave our houses, to have some sort of impact on our community, even from home. Like I remember we did after school programs. We got to like tutor people. That was kind of nice.
Hey, so I'll just tell you about how I used to be a volunteer at BCS before COVID started. Because I've been volunteering since grade 8, but back in grade 8, I wasn't a youth leader yet. I think I started becoming one in grade 10 or like some actually in grade 9 before COVID started. But I was really excited to become one because I know the youth leaders from before us. They're like adults now, but they were like really close and they did a lot of fun things together as a group. Like they went to the movies together, went bowling together. I know even after like they stopped becoming youth leaders, they were still really close. Like they went to the cottage together, or whatever. And I feel like even though I did make some new friends through BCS, even with COVID, I feel like it would have been a very different experience if we had more in-person meetings throughout the years. I feel like we have been more closer and we could have done more fun things. Like I remember in grade 9, we went to Blue Mountain. That was a really fun trip. Like we haven't been able to
Yeah, I
do
remember you saying like the tutoring program. I remember when it was virtual, there was like maximum like 20 people, and most of the time it was just like it was still fun, but a lot of times like someone presenting and we just like listen. But I remember like before COVID, you would say like there was like so many children in like a basement, and you guys actually got to like talk to people and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But
I
like
feel like community is hard to make, and it's easy to like fall apart.
yeah, it's hard to make online, right? But also ASP wasn't in a basement though. It was at access point, so it was like a much bigger room. It was really great. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think the office is fun since we don't have that many people. Yeah, I want to talk about some of like the positives. Like I gained a lot of cool experiences because I was helping out with COVID through BCS. Like for example, I got to work at like several different vaccine clinics that were run by Michael Garrett. So that's like a pretty cool experience. I learned a lot. Like I'm not saying COVID happening is a good thing, but like we obviously would have not haven't I would have gotten to do something like that if it weren't because of COVID.
Oh
And
yeah, another thing we got to do was like we got to like talk with the leaders in our community. Like I remember we talked to like Brad Bradford, and, like maybe Janet Davis. I don't remember. Like we got to like consult with them about how BCS can like what's it called like partner with them to make change in our community, and that was kind of nice because I felt like I had an impact. And yeah, yeah, and it's nice that like they actually care about us and like hear our voices.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, getting to talk to them was a really cool opportunity and like interview them as well. It was really cool. Yeah, I feel like I got to do a lot of networking and like made a lot of new connections through.
Yeah, a lot of the Bangla people I know right now that I like regularly talk to.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, most of the people at BCS, like basically everyone except Shira and Nasimanji's family friends, I kind of knew them from before because I'm the one who made them join BCS. But, like, I got to meet Shira though. That's one new person.
Yeah, and you like live in the neighborhood, so
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
yeah.
What about
I
like
didn't live in this neighborhood. Like I live in a very like not very diverse neighborhood, so I don't have a lot of bunk people. True. Yeah, true. Like I wasn't here before COVID, so I can't speak on that. But
yeah,
like I can definitely comment on like how much better we've gotten, especially like ASB. That's probably because of you, Shira. But
yeah.
like we're so much more organized now.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot more awareness has been spread because like we made a lot of like Instagram posts, so a lot more people are finding out about BCS and the programs. Yeah, so let's talk about entertainment for you guys during during quarantine. How has that changed?
Hmm.
Something I
Well,
never really thought about before.
well, for me, um, at the very beginning of COVID, like when in grade 9, when there was like still school but it was online, um, like I picked up a lot of like so many new hobbies. Like I started reading more, I started baking a lot, I started knitting, I started coding, I started working out. Like I tried like everything. And I actually like stuck to them for quite a few months until school started again. So yeah. But then once school started, everything kind of died down and like I like had no entertainment. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess like when we had so much time all day. I was like similar to you, like I started a bunch of random hobbies once I had like so much time in my life. Even when school started, like we were virtual. So I saved like 3 hours a day just from like transportation and like talking to people and getting distracted generally. But then like some of them still continue, like biking you said. I still bike now. Yeah. I don't know, like I took up running because I couldn't bike it sometimes. I still do that. So I think some of them did last. The stuff I can make time for. That's so
Yeah.
true. I like
Whenever
getting these places faster.
Okay, it's kind of same for me, except I actually do start running, and it seems kind of stupid. Cause like whenever I'm walking alone, I get impatient. It's like
This is so strange.
it's
You just like watch someone, they're just walking and they just start sprinting out of nowhere to like not for no reason.
in a rush or anything. I'm just impatient. Like a 5 minute walk, if I can cut that down to 2 minutes. I like walking when I'm walking with someone else and I'm talking to them, because like in that case, I can walk for like hours. But then if I'm by myself, I just get bored.
That's so sad. I'm like completely the opposite. When I'm like I go to the library to do work and then when I come back, like I make sure to take as many details as I can. For
Well,
me, like especially at the beginning, I was like very motivated and I just wanted to like spend like make as much as the time that we got home as possible. Like I just took up so many random hobbies, like Rihanna said. But
yes.
then like I feel like after like a month of doing that, I lost all like hope and motivation for the future. Like it started to dawn on me that like we'd be home at virtually for like a long period of time. So I feel like I still continue to do school for the most part, but I think like I just I just kind of like stopped functioning. Like since we didn't have to go outside, like I didn't need to change every day. I didn't need to brush my hair, and I feel like I don't know. I just became like a lump. I don't know if that's a good way to explain it, but I just like I feel like slowly like stopped doing the things I'd normally do. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good word for it, but it's the only way I can describe it.
For me, one thing my friend group did is like we created a Discord server near the beginning of COVID, and it was like really active during virtual school, which is how we all kept in contact and we kept staying so that we don't become socially isolated. And like obviously the server isn't as active now since we see each other in school every single day, but during like virtual school is really helpful. It like help me cope, you know, and keep
Yeah,
in
that's
contact.
true.
It was
I
insane.
think at some point, like we started calling each other at lunch every single day, so it was almost like regularly at school, like how
We
you see
would
each
call each
other
other
at lunch.
during classes as well, and since someone was
Yeah, that was a bit distracting. Maybe we shouldn't have done that.
we would like
Yeah.
screen share each other's classes for each other so that we would get yeah, exactly.
Because other people's classes were so much more interesting than ours. Like
Yeah.
her chemistry class was so. We had biology with like he was a good teacher, but he was so boring. And during that, they had like a chemistry teacher with like a drag queen. He would like do ballet for them. It was so crazy. I just joined their class instead of
I
mine.
remember virtual school, like he did a bunch of karaoke's. It was so much fun. And like he would show up to like on to Zoom with a different wig each day. It's
Yeah,
cool.
I loved him. I didn't even have him, but I love that teacher.
And sometimes you would like invite people to our classes. 'Cause usually, if you use a student email, then you could join any class.
Thank you for visiting BCS Bunker. Good luck in the outside world. Hope you got the bird's eye view. You can peacefully fly away now.